Hi, my name is Emily Lehman, and today I will be speaking about the topic of obesity. The reason for this topic is to help assist people that may or may not be educated on this topic. In that case, I want you to imagine how obesity can affect your life. Either your appearance, physical aspects, physical activities from day to day life, the way how it makes you feel. Does it down you, make you depressed? Things like that. As a first-hand viewer of obesity, from my friends to my family, from myself, I feel as if it is a concept that I have that I should share with others, that I should educate others, that I can educate myself with. In this speech today, I will be explaining about all the cons that I have found in my research on obesity. Obesity is a very large issue with many people around the world, with developed countries, with developing countries, especially in the United States. However, some people do get this issue from inheritance, genetic makeup, in which our ancestors, hunters, gatherers, had a diet rich in low-fat meats and grains. They stalked as well as captured their entree each day when they could for dinner. We were also designed to store nutrients as adipose tissue, to use as fuel, to survive long periods of time when it is famine, which is scarce of food. Famine now in the U.S. is fewer as well as farther added fats that isn't used up in our time, in which starts to accumulate throughout the years, making us more obese than what our ancestors were. So in that case, us humans nowadays, as modernization is able to go anywhere, go get food, and not have to worry about going to hunt for it, whereas our ancestors did have to go ahead and hunt for that. Sometimes they weren't even able to find food, especially meat. In that case, that is why our adipose tissue is so high versus now we're overstoring our fat, whereas they just had enough fat to store to get them to survive. Obesity can also cause diseases, which is non-communicable diseases that are significant to disabilities, as well as premature deaths. Obesity can also cause cardiovascular issues. It can cause cancers. It can cause diabetes. It can cause pretty much anything that you can think of for health issue wise that is super bad. For our foods and sugar consumption now in modern day, it can also make us very obese as well. For unhealthy foods, It can be when we go to a fast food joint every single day. It can be when we eat super sugary foods like cakes, brownies, cookies, things of the nature of that. Anything that is processed is typically pretty unhealthy for us. And it also doesn't help when we go to social events or cultural events or emotional events, or whenever someone is emotional and they like to eat their feelings away. A lot of people likes to eat when they aren't hungry. So that does take into consideration of possibly becoming obese as well. It also doesn't assist us when we do end up drinking super sugary beverages when we should be trying to drink water or anything that's more on a healthier side. So typically people like to drink super sugary juices like fruit punch or Coke or sweet tea, things like that. We also do have different rates for different genders, men and males, men and females. It also doesn't help with social classes as well with obesity. It shows that men and has no link of being found between educational level and obesity. However, women are 100% different. Women with college degrees are less likely to obese than those without a college degree. Also, women who have a higher income are less likely to be obese than women with a lower income level. And which does make sense. In that case, healthier foods are more likely to be more expensive versus unhealthy, junky kind of food is to be cheaper because it's processed easier, I suppose. So, in the conclusion of this speech, it is a very high topic for obesity where people should be watching as to how they eat, what they eat, how much they should or should not consume, only because it can cause a lot of health issues along the way of their life, either emotional, physical, or anything really that can cause any kind of disease or mental states or physical states. We should also watch out for certain foods. Once again, we should also see if we can possibly eat less and eat more like our ancestors. It's been a pleasure of giving you all the information that I have that I can share for this topic of obesity. If you guys have any questions or concerns, you can definitely let me know and I'll try to give you more information that I have on my end, or I can do more research for this subject. Once again, my name is Emily Lehman. It's been a pleasure for this speech today, and I hope you guys have a great night or a great morning. Bye.